Yu-Gi-Oh! Is truly a game of some of the weirdest price hikes that you can imagine, between like all of this new level 7 support. Nat has got reprints, which I'm not going to talk about Nat today. If something else crazy happens with those, it's a story for another day. Let's dig on into Market Watch, shall we? Call 40. Don't make 30% of you guys have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can climb up, you guessed it, ladies and gentlemen, the 100K ladder here. Zombie Necronized. Now, I don't know how many of you guys kind of keep an eye on the Zombie Horde structure deck, but there's always all sorts of stupid value cards that you just kind of take a look back and go, what? Well, today, the last copies of these have sold for $4, $3, and $4. And, well, I see light play for $2.75. You know, you start to head on up to that $4 price point, even $5 after a little while. But you got to ask yourself, you know, is this really worth it? Well, I don't know. If you are looking at playing Necronized, I think that's fine, but I don't see any like crazy value with it. And like the rest of the structure deck, these structure decks are still $80 sealed, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you know, the only real value in here now after reprints is, I mean, yeah, solitaires are a good couple dollars. You know, Boulder Cocks are down to $1, $2. Goizukis, still basically $5. You got to remember, like, your more value zombie stuff that didn't get reprints, that's always how it works, right? Like, you look at a structure deck, you're like, oh, I got the reprint. All right, well, there went the value for that. You know, Konami's done a fantastic job, you know, maintaining things, but it would appear that, you know, between Solitaire and, you know, Goizuki Commons, they're still maintaining. Necro Banshees, still even like the Ultras or the Supers from the structure deck are still basically $3, which is actually quite impressive. I'm actually very surprised to see that these have held on for as long as they have here. Anti-spells, basically $3 to $4 per copies. Mizuki's at 2 to 3s, and then you see Necronize, the Globe Blooms, and then the Synchro here. So yeah, lots of crazy value, honestly, here between all of this. Now, Dimension Force here, this is an interesting ride. You know those Ghost Balls that were like 320, or excuse me, under 300? Well, they've actually gone up. You're not looking at 326 on the bare minimum end of things for a Ghost Bells. And you're probably like, ew, like, yeah. Even Reguluxes are still floating about the $200 mark. Like, we shaved off a decent amount of value off of these. Like, this is quite impressive. Magnificas are down to 145 down. Alba Lenitus, I don't know if you guys notice these, but these dipped underneath the $100 mark. Even though Dimension Force is still like this projected heavy hitter set, because it really is. You know, like the Starlight side of this set is just going down, down, down. Regulux, still honestly like $70. Box is back down to 62s. The Starlight Corvature here, still $60 basically. These have gone down. Now, if you haven't noticed, yes, all copies of Vice's Starfrost have gone up. The new Fallen of Albaz, as people are calling it. Sneak peek promo still at $35. That's so very interesting. Psychic End Punisher's also starting to go even further beyond. You know, I was surprised at the fact that we saw these go beyond 20. I was kind of cool with that at like the most part, but when you're pushing over that $20 mark into the $23, $24 mark, it becomes a little bit more scary. And then regular copies of Vice's Starfrost are at $21. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Boreas, still about $19. Disc Coliseum's about 14s. Alba Lenitus actually still holding about 11 to 12. And then Beyond the Pendulum, still about 10 to 11. And of course, if you wouldn't have guessed it, those $3 tryhards that you were probably looking at in all of your bulk going, ew, like $3 sinker. Well, they rebutted. This is actually, I think, the thing I'm most excited about. Between this and Vice's Starfrost, effectively just recovering on the secondary market is very, very, very good. All right. Outside of that, I mean, the little things here, Magnifica's still like $4. There's nothing else too crazy in terms of value, but yeah, all your Scareclaw stuff, Vices gaining value, no real strange thing there. Now, with all that level 7 support that you just witnessed coming out here, you got to ask yourself, oh, you know, are these really moving? Yeah, well, it appears that you're looking at this young card here going up to about $3. Now, I just want to give a little bit of a shout out here to Mind Hacker and say, if you're looking at like the level 7 stuff and you're kind of like holding back on it, probably a good thing. But if this turns out to be anything like Giant Hand, we don't know when we'll see another reprint of this card. Honestly, if you can pick up a reprint of a prize card for $2 and then effectively be able to hold on to it, you're doing good, ladies and gentlemen. So just something else to kind of keep an eye on here, that Diabolsis is starting to rise. I could see this card hitting $10 at some point. I don't want to say that, but it wouldn't shock me, because for some reason it does the same thing. First reprint of a prize card happens every single time and stuff goes bad. Well, the Grand Radiance. I don't know. I mentioned this card as a penny stonk a very long time ago, and nothing has really changed with this too much, but I've noticed that the quantities are starting to dip again because of level 7 support getting announced. I'm not going to go too crazy on this, but this is another one of those cards that you're going to want to keep an eye on right now, because of how things are inverting around the new level 7 stuff. I still don't think it's good, but you know how our community is. Alright, we got Sacred Swords going up as well. John talked about this yesterday on Market Watch. I just want to give a quick little shout out to this. Once again, you know, with all the level 7 support, of course the draw card would be going up. That's just how our market is. Like, especially when you see listings here, 10 for the 2014 Megaton version, and then the Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy only has 14 listings. And then, of course, you know, maximum gold in your commons, obviously 111 versus 98. So the low rarities are at least still in stock and pick upable. Collector's Rare Trade-ins. I don't know if you guys missed this recently, but you know, we orbited up. This one I definitely missed. This was randomly mentioned to me. I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, trade-ins actually touched 100? But besides these very few cheap listings here, yeah, you're basically back at $100. It would appear that the collector's rare version of this, to the moon for the most part, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very not surprising to see this, though, because I mean, once again, level 8s Blue Eyes players also like this card. You always got to mention like the casual side of things, because casual players do enjoy having those max rarity decks, so it is definitely something to kind of keep an eye on. But yeah, of course the max rarity trading gets disappeared. Mind Crushes. Now, for those of you that saw the Speed Duel pack spoilers, you did see that this was announced up for reprint. The last ones that sold were $90. That's been a little while, actually. Man, poor Mind Crush. 90, 90, 120. Yeah, these are falling. I mean, if it had more impact, I guess it'd be a little bit better, but all right. Old Vindictive Magicians. The last one that sold was on on May 31st at $115. 115, yeah, on up to 120 for near mint. Good luck on that one. Once again, that's just kind of crazy to me. Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. This is one of the more haha funny things. You guys seen these at $44 to $45, man. Like, how the mighty have fallen. This card had such a good life about it. And then Verti Anaconda went. Of course, right? That's how it works. The Zombie Vampire, the former penny stonk of Battle of Chaos here. I do see that we did plateau up around, what, June 2nd, it looks like, at the $14 to $15 mark. Last sold listings were $12, $15, and $12. I see some $10 listings here. It looks like these have calmed down a wee little bit, or there's just some people trying to get some immediate quick sales here. Either way, card is on a pretty decent spin. Forbidden Droplets, still $2.95, 80s, and 75s. You just got to give a shout out to this card because everybody's kind of looking at this right now with like the influx and shift and everything that's going on in the meta because of reprints. Dimension Shifters. Oh boy, look, $10. $9. Up we go. Keep an eye on it. Pot of Prosperities. You know, this card has been falling ever since, you know, the meta kind of shifted out of its favor. 103, 110, and 111 here. Yeah. Unverifieds, but you can get them at 101, 102, and then on up to 108. All right. First Ed Goblin Zombies. God, why do we look at this every single time? Cool. Well, 189 is your lowest for near mint. Cool. For First Ed. Advanced Dark. This is funny. I love this. 33 to 34 for First Ed, and then you kind of shift on back here to the first page. $20 for Unlim. I mean, if you're fine with Unlim, this card is doing pretty good. Claire and Rushkas have calmed down to about $7. This is good. We looked at this buyout earlier in the week, and we were all like, what's going on here? I don't get it. Artifact Dagdas, back up to the moon. $13, $11. Up, we're still maintaining. Who would have guessed? And last but not least here, Dragon Maid Hospitalities. $7, and you're still looking at basically dollars here for the Mago versions. Not too bad. So that's your market, ladies and gentlemen. Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.